before we begin, alrighty, let's go. We are just going to start it, and and this one really keeps going. Also helps with the power. What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this POV review by AutoTopNL. My name is Max, and today we are taking a look at this very cool Hyundai i30N by RaceChip. So I'm going to walk around it, show you all the stuff that RaceChip has done, and then we'll take it for a drive along this road towards the Autobahn for an Autobahn blast with this car as well. But before we begin, I just want to show you our new watch. This is it. It's called the Pilota, that's the name of the watch, limited to 50 pieces, very nice new leather, which is super soft, cool details like this brand on the clasp and this blue logo here and the blue stopwatch hand. So check out ignitioncollection.com if you want to see more and check it out. So let's begin with the i30N. It is dark gray. We drove the stock one and it was red, which was sort of fun hothatch appearance. And if you want to check out that review, click up here. I'm not going to talk about the stock Hyundai i30N. I'm just going to talk about what RaceChip has done and how it has changed the car. So sort of compare it to stock. We've got 19-inch OZ racing wheels, Leggera HLT, which are very cool, with red and brake calipers behind them. We've got a lot of black and orange striping down the side, RaceChip logo, orange stripe on the mirror cap as well, with the RaceChip logo. It also has Eibach suspension, so it's 15 millimeters lower than the stock i30N, which is already 8 millimeters lower than a stock i30. So this is actually 23 millimeters lower than a stock i30, which is that is a lot. OZ Racing, as I said, it has an HGS downpipe, and that makes sure that the sound is even better, because the stock i30N already sounds pretty crazy, but this is a bit darker, a bit more full-bodied sound with really loud bangs as well. And we'll take a look under here. There's the engine, 2-liter turbo with 275 horsepower stock. But because this has the RaceChip GTS Black, it actually has 320 horsepower and 524 newton meters of torque, which is a lot. We can use these buttons to switch between the modes. So this is off, efficient, sport and race. Of course, we're going to do it in race. And you can also use the app, but we've showed you that a lot in the past, so just thought I'd show you that you can use the buttons on the RaceChip itself as well. Interior wise, nothing has changed. Still very cool steering wheel with these driving mode buttons. And it actually has a heated steering wheel. Pretty cool. 6-speed manual, of course, really nice gearbox, which you know if you have seen the stock i30N review I made. Let's start it up. So this is in normal mode, I think. Yeah. And if we switch to N mode. Alright, so let me just rev it in normal mode. A little bit raspy. And if we switch to N, a lot darker and very loud bangs. Very cool. And of course the HGS downpipe also helps with the power, but I'll tell you some more about that when we start driving. Alrighty, let's go. We are just going to start it, and Alrighty, we're just going to start in N mode, of course, for the best experience, which also means we've got the rev matching function activated. And as I said, that sound, because it has a valve controlled exhaust and an HTS downpipe, which really improves the sound. Just gives it a lot more body when it comes to sound, and the performance gets a lot more body as well with this RaceChip GTS Black. I mean, stock it has 353 Newton meters and this has 524, so that's 171 Newton meters more than stock. They actually told us that they did some tests with just the RaceChip GTS Black, not the downpipe, and this downpipe actually adds about 10 to 15 horsepower, so it's worth considering getting one of those if you are getting something like a RaceChip. And you could go even further by upgrading your intercooler, which would improve performance even more, because inlet temperatures on this car are getting quite high actually, so I think that would do a lot for this car. But let's talk about the driving, because if you have seen the review of the stock i30N, I love everything about this car when it comes to driving it. Hardware wise, we've got a limited slip diff. It has a great, very snappy 6-speed manual gearbox, which clicks into place. It just feels lovely. Steering feel is good. Suspension is quite firm, but it's actually adaptive, so you can switch between the driving modes, and the damping changes as well. So RaceChip has installed Eibach springs. It just has the stock dampers, so you still have that adaptive suspension even with this lowering kit. But one of the things I didn't like about the stock i30N is that it weighs 1429 kilos, which is a lot, and you sort of feel that weight when you drive it. And with this power upgrade to 320 horsepower and 524 Newton meters, that actually improves a lot. Autobahn performance, well, the stock one sort of had problems at the higher speeds and at the top of the rev range. It felt a little out of breath, and this one really keeps going. We struggled to get 245 in the stock one, but we've actually already done a couple of runs and we got to 250 quite easily. So that's 250, which is the claimed top speed of this car. So that also improves. So in essence, this RaceChip sort of helps with the only real drawback of the i30N, which was the fact that it felt quite heavy. And that was the case both you know, on a nice road as well as on the Autobahn. But still, you know, this car, this i30, is a magnificent effort by Hyundai. You know, it's their first hot hatch, it's the first N label car, it's the first performance car. it is super impressive. I'm just going to switch to custom, which is our sort of Autobahn mode with everything in Sport Plus except for the suspension, which is in normal, which is great. And the great thing about this RaceChip, about this tune, is that most of the power gained is delivered around 4,000 RPM, which is, you know, around the area you use the most when you drive it regularly. So that is when you're really going to feel that power increase, just with regular driving, short shifting. HTS downpipe really improves the sound. It is even better. So great package by RaceChip. I really like it. I really like the i30N to begin with, but this just pushes it over the edge of, you know, a real favorite hatchback. So with this tune, 320 horsepower is exactly as much as a Honda Civic Type R, which I think is its main competitor. So they really are on the same level now, and I think that is worth considering getting a RaceChip if you have an i30N. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. You can subscribe by clicking the big button right here, and you can also check out this POV review of a Honda Civic Type R, and you can also check out this POV reviews playlist. Thanks guys, see you at the next one, bye.